welcome back. Grab your blankets, get your marshmallows. We are back for another episode of Beyond the Campfire, where we tell ghost stories, cryptids, conspiracy theories, anything that might go bump in the night, anything that you might want to talk about on around a campfire. Your host, Will the Cowboy, and myself, Stephen the Indian. We got you. Cowboy and Indian working together to share some campfire stories. So,
Explore the unknown.
explore the unknown. So, Mr. Will, what do you got for us today?
Well, we've got a truly horrifying tale. This one is surely to send shivers down your spine. We are going to be talking about another cryptid. Is this one spooky, or is this one hot enough for Steven to date? We'll find out today.
Hey man, I only date the hottest of cryptids. Okay, I'm just kidding. I don't
That's
help the
limited.
rumors. I don't help the rumors.
No,
So
you don't.
if you
All right.
if you're a long time listener, you know exactly what we're talking about. We love and appreciate our s'mores. If you are a first time listener, yeah, we would love for you guys to connect with us and all our inside jokes. So you can follow us at Beyond Campfire, either on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, or at Beyond Campfire Podcast. So if you just look us up at Beyond Campfire or at Beyond Campfire Podcast, you can learn all the lore of the last several episodes.
I think we're on episode 64.
Episode 64, right? So we've been
64
doing this
in.
for a while,
Yeah.
and we've built up a lot of jokes along the way. So we hope that you'll join us along for this ride.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun here, guys. And without further ado, we'll get into this one. Are you ready, Steve?
Let's get into it, man.
All right. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to imagine you're driving down a lonely stretch of back road, a back road surrounded by a couple patches of trees, maybe some fields, and just outside Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It's a
Oh,
dark night. There's a full moon, but no stars.
all right.
And then you see something cross the road,
Hmm.
something not quite human.
Okay.
You see the Beast of Bray Road.
Oh shoot.
All right, you can open your eyes.
the
So that
the
is what we're talking about today.
yeah, no. Tell me about it. How big is it? How what does it look like? That was not an innuendo, by the way. Although maybe it sounded like one, but
I didn't even go there. I wasn't going to go there, but you went there. Okay.
okay. You know what? I do it to myself, don't I?
Yeah,
God.
you do. Yeah, you do. All right. So, the Beast of Bray Road. It is a large wolf-like creature. Sometimes it can sort of be bear-like. There are some accounts. When I say some, like if we're out of a number, maybe like 10% ish of the accounts, it's kind of bear-like. It stands 6 to 7 feet on its hind legs, and it can run on all fours, or it can stand up on its hind legs.
Freaky.
It's got a humanoid shaped body covered in fur.
Okay.
Its head looks like that of a wolf with large red eyes or orange glowing eyes.
Man. No, you don't want to see that at 3 a.m. in the woods. So
But again, like I said, some reports even say it could resemble a bear. So kind of imagine like the wolf, but with a bear head, maybe.
okay.
Or something sort of looking kind of like Bigfoot, but not really Bigfoot.
I'm getting to a degree werewolf vibes with maybe some bear mixed in.
So there are some accounts where it basically is a werewolf,
Okay. Okay.
but there, like I said, there might be one or two accounts that say it was bear-like.
Fair enough.
So this creature is known to walk, is known to be seen. There's this stretch of road called Bray Road, of course. That's spelled Bray. It's this stretch of road that runs outside of Elkhorn. It's a pretty long stretch of road, very rural type of road in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. And people who drive down it at night can sometimes see the creature. Some people have actually had it attack their cars. And
what?
yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Pretty terrifying. Like listen. If you're a guy and you got your girlfriend watching this with you, she's fixing to cuddle up next to you, buddy. Like,
I I'm gonna say this because for longtime listeners, I'm the more skeptical of the two of us, but one thing that does tend to make me start leaning towards belief is multiple reports and accurate reports. And it's one thing to maybe see something on the side of the road and think, "Oh, was that a werewolf? Was that a bear?" It's another thing when something actually scratches up against your car. So I'm all ears, Will. Let's hear what you got, man.
all right, so that is the description of the Beast of Bray Road. I told you guys where it's from.
Yeah.
Now we're going to kind of get into some of the encounters with the beast and kind of see what we think. And then we have a ChatGPT story of our own encounter that'll really terrify you because when I read it, I was like, holy crap, we're going to die.
Fair enough.
So the first story, the first two stories I kind of have, the first of these two is actually the oldest story and the one that a lot of people say is what started the legend of the Beast of Bray Road. Now I got this information from the actual Milwaukee Mag. That's the website. So I'm guessing it's the Milwaukee Magazine. So that's kind of a big news source there, you know. So here we go. This is our first encounter of the Beast of Bray Road. Mark Shackleman arrived at St. Coletta School for Exceptional Children a little before midnight. He carried his flashlight on his belt. As the night watchman for the school, he walked to these grounds every night. The school was located inside a former Franciscan convent outside Jefferson. On the grounds covered several old buildings, an orchard, and wide open fields where several old Native American burial mounds had been preserved. The year was 1936. Shackleman was in his 30s, a husband and father, working the uneventful job for a paycheck to support his family. In rural Jefferson, there wasn't much to worry about, save the possibility of a burglar or some teenagers trying to play a prank. That night, Shackleman was crossing the field when he saw a shadow. He squinted to see what it was. A hunched form on all fours, digging into one of the old Indian burial grounds, or one of the mounds. From the canine way it dug, it could have been a dog or maybe a wolf, but even from far away, Shackleman could see that the thing was far too big for that. Suddenly, it looked up at him. And then it stood up. The sleek, hairy body unfurled to over 6 feet tall.
Golly.
It had a shaggy canine face, but beneath the thick fur, the muscular body of a man. A low growl echoed across the field. He smelled rotting meat. His heart beating fast, trying to control his breath, Shackleman stepped back. With sudden violence, the thing turned and ran off into the trees and was gone. The next night, Shackleman returned to St. Coletta for his usual rounds. As he walked the fields, he saw the shadow again, digging into the same mound as the night before. This time, he gripped his flashlight tight, ready to run or swing if need be. Again, it stood up, but this time it opened its mouth. Shackleman saw fangs hanging down from its teeth, and its lips pulled back into a snarl. It growled at him. Its speech, half human, half beast. He didn't move. And again the creature turned and left. And he never saw it again. But the horrendous growl, the way it seemed to speak to him, stuck in his mind for years after.
Wow, that is freaky. Golly.
I know.
The rotting flesh bit was interesting to me because I mean obviously you have this horrible image of a 6 foot tall, muscular, red eyed brute. But then you add in like the smell of something like dying and collapsing and decaying. Like, yeah, just the way that engages the five senses is just like, gosh, this is freaky. Something's
Yeah.
dying, right? You don't smell rotting flesh unless something is dead, and maybe it's about to be you, right? So
Yeah. So That is exactly from the Milwaukee Mag. That's where I got that source from. That's where that story's from.
Yeah.
The now after this story had popped up, we started to see a lot though more of the encounter of the Beast of Bray Road in the 80s and 90s. There
Okay.
have been some accounts from now. We'll get into one that actually is from 2020, and
Okay. All right. Very recent.
yeah, so I'll get into the next one. This is also from the Milwaukee Mag. This one states that in 1999, there's an 18-year-old girl. She was driving down Bray Road near Delavan when she says her right tire hit something, and it kind of like lifted the car off the ground.
Okay.
So she stopped, was an idiot, and got out to see what was going on
Sheesh.
and see what she might have ran over. But when she looked, there was nothing there.
Gosh. Okay.
So she looked to the side of the road and saw a massive wolfish form standing on two legs.
Okay.
She freaked out, ran back to her car, and as she peeled away, the wolf man jumped onto her trunk.
Oh no.
But it was raining that night, so he slid off and she was able to get away.
Oh man, thank God it was raining, because who knows what that thing was about to do to her.
I know. Could you take her away? You know, was it Team Jacob?
Yeah, Team Jacob and Team Edward, or whatever it was, right? I've never read Twilight.
No, neither have I.
So
I have heard that there's the reason Twilight is, and that's because of 9/11.
the small number of female viewers we have, I actually don't even know our gender breakdown, but
Our gender breakdown from the last time I looked, I think we got about 20% of our listeners are women.
okay, so yeah, the 20% of women that, and whoever, what number of them have read Twilight are like screaming at us like, no, you're getting it wrong. Or something.
His name's Jacone. His name's Johnny.
I know, yeah, I don't know. So
Anyways, so the next one we got,
I'm 90% sure we got the names right, but go
I
ahead.
think we did.
Let's hear the next one.
So the next one comes from a local newspaper of Racine. I'm probably saying it wrong. It's Racine, so I'm thinking it's Ricin County. So this is from the Ricin County newspaper website. It says it was talking about like the Beast of Bray Road, kind of going into it, and then it was talking about this guy who wrote into the newspaper and told his story. So this is a story from the newspaper. One of these locals is Lake Geneva resident Ron Rice. Every once in a while, Rice travels to the town of Lyons for work, where he drops off fertilizer at a farm off Highway 36 just west of Church Road. It's a Burlington address, and there is a circle gravel driveway where Rice loads up a truck with fertilizer. There are deep woods, according to Rice, about 150 feet away from the driveway. Back in May, I think this was 2020, Rice was on a routine drop-off in broad daylight, sitting in his truck. He looked into the distance about 150 feet, he thinks, and a figure caught his eye. This thing was huge. It was over 7 feet tall, Rice said.
Sheesh.
It was brown and hairy with coarse hair. It walked out and picked something up and turned its back towards me and went back into the woods. 2 weeks later, Rice said he saw the beast again, and again it walked out of the woods and quickly returned.
Spooky, yeah. You're just trying to like be on your way, and this creature is just on you, right?
I know. I mean, it's so weird because we've got out of the three stories we've listed, two of them it hasn't even done anything. It's just kind of walked out of the woods, did something weird, walked back in the woods, and it's like, what's your deal, bud? What are you doing?
I want to be skeptical, but we're getting a lot of reports from the same area, and part of me is like, maybe there's something to this.
Well, actually, let me look at something right quick because I'm curious to see how far Lyons is from Elkhorn, because like that part I didn't do. I just like looked at these,
Yeah,
just to kind of like see how close these people actually are, you know.
right.
So according to this, let's see, Lyons is that's on the north side of Lake Geneva. Where's Elkhorn? Oh, there's Elkhorn. So, well, and the thing about it too is like Bray Road runs between. Well, what I can see is Bray Road runs between 5th Street Transport and then 43 and Highway 12, where it comes off of Highway 12 and 43. So, the accounts are going to be kind of really close together. Um, but Lyons is pretty close to Bowers. Bowers is like a small town in Wisconsin, which is where some people have seen, the beast. That's where Bray Road is near, is Bowers. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that these are kind of all kind of located in a similar area because, I mean, they're gonna. I mean, it's the Beast of Bray Road. It's not like it's the Werewolf of Wisconsin, where it can be all over Wisconsin or all of the U.S. Um, so now I got three stories, our last three stories, and these last three stories are they're from this website called Cryptid Wiki. And so, like with a wiki page, you want to make sure you read your resources. So these sources have come from The Beast of Bray Road, Tailing Wisconsin's Werewolf. It is a book. You can go buy it on Amazon for $40. I didn't buy the book. We probably will at some point have the book in our studio when we
Hey,
get a studio. If you guys go listen to our Patreon, that's right, we've got Patreon. You guys go check out Patreon, Beyond the Campfire Patreon.
oh yeah.
All right. Anyways, so I'll start off with the first one, and get your blanket, get curled up, get cozy, because this is terrifying stuff, man. All right. On October 31st, 1991, Doris was driving home on a smoggy day. While on Sittler Road, now called Hospital Road, she felt that her tire lifted off the ground. She drove for 50 feet until she pulled over to check her tire. She thought she'd hit a small animal and had gotten stuck in her car, so she got out to investigate. Wait a second. Um, yeah, sorry. I thought this was the
Okay.
same story from earlier, but the other one was from 91 or
Everything good in
99.
the neighborhood?
Yeah, no, I was just reading this and this sounded very similar to another story. Anyways, um, she didn't see anything at first, so she went to go check the back of her car. As she was walking toward the rear of her car, she saw a creature charging straight at her. It was a beast bigger than her with a hairy chest. She barely made it into her car and quickly stepped on the gas, rushing out of there. She doesn't remember how it was running. The only thing she remembers is the chest heaving as it was running and its steps getting louder as it was stomping on the pavement. She saw the creature again at a different time that isn't disclosed. After picking a friend up from a party, her friends pointed at a creature that was stalking the side of the road. Doris didn't turn to look and instead stepped on the gas to get out of there as quickly as possible. After inspecting her car, a blue Plymouth Sundance, she noticed what looked like claw marks on the back of the trunk. Linda Godfrey, the author of the book, confirms that there were some markings but could not tell what they were from. So the author of this book, so this is like all these different accounts of the Beast of Bray Road. And in that book, the author is actually able to see the car that this woman is driving. And she knows that there were claw marks, but it's hard to tell what it could have come from. But there were claw marks.
Man, and that's fascinating to me of just like, okay, here's someone who's doing the research, they're looking in and they're saying, yeah, we see claw marks. Maybe it's the beast, maybe it's something else. But I mean, based on you couple that with the other reports, my goodness, something seems to be on this road.
It's yeah. Now the next one we got, like I said, these last three are from Cryptid Wiki, and they come from the Beast of Bay Road Telling a Wisconsin Werewolf book. So the next story we got, it's a kind of short one. In late December 1990, Heather had an encounter with the creature. Heather's mom, Karen, also remembers that day. Karen recalls that Heather came home scared, saying she saw what looked like a dog until it stood up. Heather explains that she and her friends were sledding when dusk rolled around. They saw a large dog-like creature. The creature had silver-colored fur with brown patches, and its face was shaped like a coyote's. The creature looked at Heather and her friends, who, while looking at the creature, slowly backed away, not wanting to turn their backs on it. The creature then started chasing the kids and got about halfway to their house before stopping and going back into the cornfield. Russell Guest, who is one of the kids with Heather, also confirms the story. Or Russell Jest. I think it's Jest. So, yeah.
Okay. Timelines are getting interesting, but it's just like, okay, this creature seems to be consistently showing up in the same area, more or less around the same time. I mean, there's some spaces of decades, but if such a creature existed, you would kind of expect that it's not going to be killed very easily. That it's going to be kind of hanging around for decades. So, okay, I'm really interested. I'm really tuned in. What's I guess you should hear the. What do you have? One more or two more stories?
We got one more, and then we got ChatGPT.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so this last story, another short one. Tom and his friend Chris Maxwell from Illinois had gone to a wedding reception in Guinness Depot in August 1992. Chris was staying at Jellystone Campground near Fort Atkinson, and Tom was driving him there. There was a thick fog on the road, and as Chris was driving, he hit something. He thought he had hit a mailbox, so he backed up. After realizing there was no mailbox, he saw that a big, hairy creature was walking and reaching out to them. He had the car window open and said he could smell a horrible odor like a skunk. The creature had whitish gray fur, and other parts of it, presumably, were black with streaks. It reached out and scratched the side of the car.
I'm seeing a consistent theme of like first there was it kind of popping out of the woods and then coming back into the woods. And then I started to see a theme of it's actually going up the cars, hopping on them or scratching them. It I don't know if it's me, but it seems like this creature is slowly getting more and more aggressive over time.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's because there's more cars than humans, which is pissing it off more. I'm wondering if that's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, maybe because there are more people are encountering it, and that's making it angry. But man, this is a freaky creature, and something is repeatedly making it more and more upset.
Yeah. So that's all the actual true encounters I have. Now we got me and Steven's encounter. And then I guess Steven, we can kind of digest this a little bit, figure out what this could be.
I won't say I'm a believer. I'll give a little bit of a clue to just how people might be thinking before we get to the theories at the end. But I'm liking that there's multiple reports. That's really doing it for me. So let's see.
Yeah. So here we go. Beyond the Campfire presents The Beast of Bray Road, a Wisconsin nightmare. Elkhorn, Wisconsin, November 17th, 2:43 a.m. The woods were too quiet. Will adjusted the rifle slung across his back, not for shooting, just for feeling better, and stared out into the fog-drenched trees along Bray Road. Stephen clicked his recorder on, whispering into it like a prayer. Location: Southern Wisconsin, Walworth County. Local time: 2:43 in the morning. We are officially in beast country. The two had followed the trail of sightings up for a week, creating photos, mangled livestock. I forgot to mention that there are reports that it has attacked livestock. Terrified teenagers. What started as small town folklore had begun to feel more real the deeper they dug. And now they were here, hunting for evidence, hunting for him, the beast. Earlier that day, 5:31 p.m., they'd interviewed a local farmer named Irene who'd lost 3 goats in a single night. She didn't mince words. Sucker stood on 2 legs, tall, had shoulders like a linebacker, glowing eyes, snout like a wolf. I saw it take a bite out of my fence post before it ran. Could it have been a bear? Stephen asked, trying to stay grounded. Bears don't walk away upright, and they sure as hell don't grin at you. Will raised a brow at that. Grin? Big wide one, like it enjoyed being seen. Now, 2:58 a.m. Will paused mid-step. Stephen, listen. The woods had gone utterly silent. No wind, no bugs, no owls, just the sound of their breath and the faint static hum from Stephen's EMF meter. Then, crunch. A heavy step, deliberate, maybe 20 feet to the left in the underbrush. Stephen raised the thermal scope. Something's moving, big, on two legs. They crept forward, slowly. Then, out of the mist, it emerged, at least 7 feet tall, covered in dark, matted fur, broad chest, long arms that swung unnaturally low. Its head turned towards them, glowing amber eyes locking onto theirs. It stood there, breathing. Then it grinned, a full mouth of jagged teeth, lips peeling back like it understood exactly what they were doing and why they shouldn't be here. Stephen whispered, "That's not a werewolf. That's something older." The beast took one step forward. Will lifted the rifle but didn't fire. What came from proof, not a body. Stephen raised the camera. The beast howled, a deep, bone-chilling cry that echoed through the trees like a warning bell. Then it charged. 3:02 a.m. They ran. Branches whipped past. The sound of the beast's breath was just behind them, heavy, fast. Stephen turned mid-stride and snapped a picture, flash bursting through the fog. A howl of rage answered back, louder this time. They didn't stop running until they hit the road, gasping, mud-covered, wild-eyed. And just like that, silence. Stephen raised the camera. The photo was blurry, but the outline was unmistakable. Towering, hunched, glowing eyes. He hit record. Post encounter, 4:20 a.m. Sitting on the tailgate of the truck, Will with shaking hands. I've been hunted by men, spirits, and once by something in the Arizona hills I still can't explain. But that, Stephen finished for him, that wasn't a cryptid. That was a predator. They didn't sleep that night. Too wired, too unsettled. Final audio entry from the episode. Stephen, we always chase legends, but sometimes the legends chase back. And sometimes they smile when you do. Will, if you ever go walking down Bray Road at night, bring a flashlight, say a prayer, and for the love of God, don't look it in the eyes. End of entry. Episode 49, The Beast of Bray Road, streaming now on Beyond the Campfire.
Wow. That was something, man. That was something. I I always like the little details of where our personalities kind of shine through some of these stories.
Oh, yeah.
But it's for me again, I'm the big evidence guy, and so for me, always being the cameraman, trying to get the picture, trying to get the video footage. It's I mean, if it, in the event that we are like actually in some of these scenarios, I'm going to be terrified. And for me, I almost feel like all the camera recording and things would be kind of a defense mechanism in a way. Like I'm putting my mind onto a physical mission, and it's kind of distracting me from the fear.
What's hilarious is that there's this duo on YouTube, and they're with BuzzFeed, and they go out and investigate haunted locations. And it's really funny because there's two traits specifically to each of them that me and you have swapped. So you've got the taller guy of the group. He's the skeptic, but he's the one that's going in there like, come on, come at me, do something. I'm not a little bitch boy, come at me. And then the other guy who's shorter is not a skeptic, but is terrified of these things. Right. So me and you have are going to swap roles to where I'm the shorter one, but I'm not skeptical. And I'm the one who's going to run at them head on.
Yeah, you're the one.
You're the taller one who's terrified, but you're a skeptic. So it's like we're gonna be sitting there, and I'm gonna be like, "All right, Beast of Bray Road, come on out, let's tango." And you're gonna be like, "Will, don't piss it off, chill, man, don't piss it off." And I'm like, "You ain't got the balls to do nothing." And you're like, "Will, calm down. It's actually gonna do something, and I don't want it to do something." And I'm like, "But anyway, I wanted to do something." Yeah. So, thoughts about the Beast of Bray Road?
I think there's something. And I don't know if it is a werewolf. I don't know if it's a bear, but I do think it is not something we've discovered yet. It's something bigger. It is something that's dangerous. And there's enough reports on it where I'm confident to say something is out there and something exists on Bray Road. Is it a werewolf? I'm still skeptical of that.
Mhm.
But is there something big and dangerous crawling around in the woods of Wisconsin? Honestly, yeah, you guys might be surprised, but I'm actually confident to say, yeah, there's something there for sure.
With a lot of these cryptids that I've come to kind of I was Steven's born in October too, so I can't explain him, but I was born in October, very close to Halloween. I was born on the 27th, so I'm like 4 days away from Halloween. So I'm like really close. So I like this kind of stuff, the supernatural, and I like to keep an open mind to where, there is the possibility. And we have had a couple episodes to where I have not believed and kind of been like, maybe not. This is one of those that I will believe because I think like with the Chupacabra and some of these other cryptids we'll encounter, I think that there could be some there. I think there are. I don't think we've explored every single thing we can on Earth, and I don't think we've discovered every creature we can. So I
Sure.
do think there is a possibility there could be something out there. Now, could it be a werewolf-like creature? Again, with the reports, it's not like a werewolf though. It's more like a wolf man creature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's where I'm kind of like, maybe. Maybe not like the whole werewolf thing, but maybe it is like a wolf type human creature hybrid,
Mm,
and it could be out there lurking. Now, could it be something supernatural? Possibly,
right.
maybe. I'm not going to say no because I've not encountered it, but from the evidence I'm seeing, from hearing about what it's like to hearing that people encountered on the road, they've had it smack their car. We've seen where somebody has actually identified that somebody had claw marks, not knowing where they came from. You've had mutilation of animals. You've had all this that cannot be explained by a bear,
Mm-hmm.
because a bear
Yeah,
is not going
but
to run up and attack a person. So I believe the Beast of Bray Road. I think there's something there, and I think we got to go investigate.
there you go. Yeah. So some of the stories we do, I'm like, that's either too scary for me to want to go investigate, or there's not enough there for me to think we should do any serious investigation. But this is one where I'm like, it's scary, but not too scary. And also, there's enough there for me to think like this might actually exist. So
Yeah.
this is one of the ones where I'm like, this is a strong contender for us to go travel there and check it out one day.
See, Steven says it's not too scary. He says that now, um, but cut to us maybe 2-3 years from now investigating this, and he's running through the woods at 3 a.m. screaming like a little girl because he's being chased by a wolf like creature. Oh, 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 he's back. Yeah. So, all right, hold up. Anyways, so yeah, imagine like Steven was over here saying like, you say it's not scary now. Just wait till we're in the woods at 3 a.m. and this thing is howling and chasing us down.
Yeah, you get a big 7 foot grayish black creature with rotting flesh smell and 9-inch canines, and yeah, I might be eating my words or being eaten, but so maybe I'll regret doing our boy the Beast of Bray Road like that. But
See, what's funny is Steven's been on this whole one gorilla versus 100 men type crap.
oh
And
yeah,
it's like one Steven versus one Beast of Bray Road. You thought the gorilla was bad.
hey man, I'm getting cooked. 10 Stevens maybe. Nah, I'm still getting cooked probably, but
We need 1,000 Stevens.
1,000 Stevens. There we go. So
So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Beyond Campfire, TikTok at Beyond Campfire Podcast, and listen to us wherever you get a podcast. Obviously, you do listen to us because here you are at the end. And yeah, make sure you keep make sure you keep your gun loaded with them silver bullets.